guide me through my drum fill. Okay, let's move on here. Part of every drummer's bag of chops, or arsenal, so to speak, is shuffles. We all got to know how to play a mean, bad shuffle. There's a lot of different kinds of shuffles, and I'm going to work with 3 or 4 of them right now. But what a shuffle is, it's kind of tricky. Just imagine yourself walking down the street, and you're walking down the street straight. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now this is a straight groove. You're just walking down the street. This would be a straight groove. Now if you wanted to shuffle it, start skipping. That's the way a shuffle should feel. You're just shuffling down the street. You're skipping down the street. And your shuffle has got to swing. It's got to have such a nice hypnotic feel to it that whoever's listening to it, if somebody on the dance floor, if somebody's in their car driving down the street, just makes them want to skip, want to snap their finger, kind of want to strut down the street. So anyway, I'm going to play 4 different kinds of shuffles in this song. The first one is the A section of the tune. That's what I call a Detroit shuffle. Give yourself 4/4 on the bass drum, and both hands do a shuffle, and it'll sound like this. Both hands are shuffling. Hi-hat and snare drum, bass drum's walking on 4 and 4. That's what I call a Detroit shuffle. The B section to this tune, I use what I call a rock shuffle. Now this time, the bass drum is doing the shuffle pattern, while you're a little straighter up here on the hat and the snare. Now this is what it'll sound like. Okay, now the C section, I get into kind of a halftime fusion shuffle. I kind of get away from the strict shuffleness of the shuffle. Now this is what it's going to sound like. It's going to come out of the rock shuffle into this, so my bass drum's going to keep up the it's going to stay there, but I'm going to change up on top. Now I'll play the rock shuffle, and I'll come out of it into the, let's call it a halftime shuffle, and I'll show you the difference. Now the fourth one, the country shuffle. You're shuffling on the hi-hat, 2 and 4 on the snare drum, and a 1 and 3 in the kick drum, and you shuffle the 3, and it sounds like this. Okay, there's 4 different kinds of shuffles, and I'm going to use them all in this tune we call shuffles. Here we go. Okay, I did something before I counted that tune off, which is a trick. It's real good for you to learn this. There's always some section in your tune that needs to feel a certain way, just so good when you get there. That's the section of the tune you should get going through your body before you count the tune off. In this song, the section for me is the country shuffle. If I get to the country shuffle and the song's too fast, I'll know that I counted it off too fast. So how I get by this is I get the country shuffle, the feel of it, going through my body before I count it off. That's what dictates how fast the song should be. Okay, this next track, it gives me a couple things that I have to work with and keep my mind on that all drummers have to learn how to do, namely speaking of working with click tracks.